Let's talk about SNAP for a minute, about the food stamp program, because there's a lot of debate about whether we should restrict access to soda or junk food, whether we should be creating incentives to promote the benefits of healthy eating and actually penalties for buying the wrong stuff. It's going to make you sick. We have a system that commodities are subsidized that makes these foods cheap. Government's paying for that, then they pay for the food stamp food, which is mostly these commodities, and then we pay for Medicare on the back end. And some people say that if we restrict access to certain foods, it's regressive, it discriminates against the poor. And a lot of the organizations that say this, like the Food Action Network, are hunger groups that are funded by the food industry.
Right.
So what is your thinking about how to best attack this? Because from my perspective, we are creating a mess. You can buy a 2-liter bottle of soda with food stamps, but you can't buy a rotisserie chicken, right? How do we solve that problem?
Right. No, and
there's debate on both sides. And
there is a debate on both sides. And actually, we spend a whole session in my community nutrition class on this debate. And I would say in the food world, it is probably one of the most complicated debates because there are so many different sides of it. And always the example is the 2-liter bottle of Coke and the rotisserie chicken. And basically...
Really? I didn't make that up?
Yeah, no.
Maybe I heard it somewhere.
Basically, what was said is like, okay, it's supposed to be to help people get groceries. And so rotisserie chickens probably weren't a thing when that was made up, but it was really nothing that is actually hot that you're buying already ready to eat. So for example, in Whole Foods, and I live right by Fairway uptown, they have that big bar that is all the pre-prepared food that's hot that you could essentially whatever it is, you could buy it and you would eat it. None of that would actually also work on SNAP. So it's the rotisserie chicken because it's sold hot.
Yeah.
That is the big thing. So, so it is crazy because that's a much more real food product than say a chicken nugget. But because those are sold frozen as a grocery item, that's why that worked. So, the one pretty well designed study that actually looked at both the incentives for healthy foods and actually then restricting people from buying foods found that the combination of both worked. I think that the challenge is, and it goes back to what we have said, is we would first have to really work on changing the whole food supply and making it harder for everybody to get more of those processed foods, because then it does feel like we're actually taking the people that are down and out and telling them
punishing them.
Yeah, punishing them. So,
but we're also promoting disease. Right?
So that's the flip side. No, that's
it's not like a benign thing. You're actually not only promoting disease that's going to hurt them, but it hurts our economy and our healthcare system.